Yeah, am I audible?
Yeah. Sorry. Oh yeah,
Okay.
your trick worked, huh? I didn't know about that trick.
I remember this because my cousin, when the lockdown started, used to have all her tuition classes via Zoom, and
Uh-huh.
this is what their tuition teachers told to do. Just join back.
Yo, this is your sister?
I mean, a cousin, my cousin.
I see. Let me
But
well,
anyway, did you get an idea of what I was trying to say?
so I got just if you could let me just chat with you again. Let me just so a a a plus b plus e plus f equals around 4.5 median, let's say.
Hmm, hmm.
So how does that tell you that the median is greater than?
No, it does not. But consider adding C plus D on both sides.
Yeah, okay, so that's the entire set plus 4.5 median plus c plus d. Okay.
So now, entire set, yes, absolutely. Now C plus D is again median by 2.
Yep.
So on the left hand side, you have
So
basically
that's
if you
5
divide it by 6, you have the mean.
mean.
You have the sum of all numbers, like the entire set, that's the sum of all numbers. Now if you divide it by 6, that's the mean. So mean is equal to 5 by 6 of median. Like dividing, not mean, yeah, yeah.
And thus mean equals 5 by 6 median.
Yes.
I think, yeah, given it's DS and you think you know you can do it, you don't have to do all this.
Exactly. There's no point wasting time finding this out.
And it has to be something. It has to be equal to the median, or it has to be, which that means gives you, if it's equal to the median, that's a no. If it's greater than the median, then it's a yes. And if it's less than the median, then it's a no. So you still have one answer. You don't have to calculate. Yeah, no, this, yeah. Would you be able, you would choose C definitely on this one between C versus E, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, I think I was brought it down to C versus E, and then between the two, I just wasn't sure. I wasn't able to think deeply enough.
So the deciding factor here was that we will most definitely need all the elements. So it cannot be A and B for sure.
Yeah.
So it had to be either C or
E.
E. Yes.
Yeah, I know, but between C versus E, that was where my problem was.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah. So,
Did I? Okay, I think I had some on the verbal on, yeah, this, I think I on the verbal one. This one was from the same exam. I was able to bring it down to 2. I was
okay,
wondering
CR.
yeah, what were your thoughts on this one?
Just let me read.
Yeah, take as much, take as much. Don't rush it. Don't rush it.
Okay. According to a recent research study, okay, thank you for the link. That is research.
You just speak out loud. That way I can
Yeah, I will
follow
do so.
along. I can
I'll
follow
do so.
along.
Yeah. According to a recent research study, more than 90% of graduates of private high schools in a certain county continue their education in college. Fine. By contrast, only 65% of graduates of public high school subsequently pursue college education. Therefore, if parents in the country wish to increase the likelihood that their children will attend college, they should send them to private. Then okay, we'll have to find the weakness. Graduate of private school typically score higher on standardized tests and other tests of academic level. While private school are typically very expensive, attendance of public school is free for the residents of the county. In comparison with graduates of private schools, a substantially greater portion of public school users receive need-based financial aid for their college education. Okay. In comparison with private schools, public schools provide more opportunities for student involvement in sports. Okay, public schools provide another which almost always increase the, it does not make sense, since most public schools are located in rural areas of the county populated primarily, nearly 30% of the students from public high school choose to pursue farming rather than apply to colleges. I would have gone with this option. Reason being, I would have gone with E. A reason is, if I take one by one each of these, graduates of private schools typically score higher on standardized tests and other tests of academic achievement. If anything, this this is strengthening the
Yep.
argument. Second is, private schools are typically very expensive. Attendance of public school is free for the residents of the county. Now, this can be a very enticing option, but what we have to look out for is it does not talk about what is the costs of college involved.
Yep.
C is, in comparison with graduates of private school, a substantially greater proportion of public school graduates receive need-based financial aid for their college education. This I had kept this one as a maybe, because though the pointer here is we have not heard about financial aid at all yet. So if I had not got any better option, I probably would have gone with C. D is kind of the other way around. So if it kind of negates what the argument is trying to establish. So if sports is increasing, I mean, sports and other athletic activities increase likelihood, then why is it less? So I don't think B is an option. Whereas E gives a completely different reason, that 30% of the students from public high school choose farming occupations instead of applying to colleges. So this has an alternating proposition which kind of justifies the argument. I would have gone with E.
You're absolutely right. I went with D because I think so. My first
You went with, sorry?
D actually, because I said, all
D.
right, D
Okay.
for Delhi, because I said, okay, all these, okay, you may not get 65% may go, maybe going to, maybe only 65% may be going, whereas 90% over here are going. I thought maybe given there are more athletic opportunities here, they could maybe go through the athletics format. But I think maybe I made the assumption that this 90% is only because of academics. I think that was my issue, that I only thought that I thought this was only referring to academics, 90%, whereas 65% it's based on academics. Whereas I think D is wrong because it already, I think, is taken into account as part of the 65%.
Right.
Is that what you how you
I
thought
mean,
about
that is what my thoughts were. So my thought was 65% of the graduates of public high school are getting into it. Now, the point is that even with these facts, so they have said that public school provides more opportunities for student involvement in sports, which increase likelihood of student acceptance. Even after this, the student acceptance or people even who are pursuing, it's not increasing. And the other perspective here would be that it increases the acceptance of, maybe, but I did not think in this acceptance part much. What I was thinking is 65%, even after this uphaul, only 65% of graduates are going across. Then is this really relevant?
right? So you're saying that this D is caked in, it's already caked into this, it's already part of the 65%. Yeah, I thought this was, I think that was my big issue, that I thought that it wasn't part of the 65%. Also, yeah, your you were absolutely right to think about acceptance versus actually going, attending. Because I think that also is mentioned elsewhere.
Hmm.
No, I think, yeah, you're right. Whereas E, I thought E was irrelevant, but actually, you're right. I think what E is saying is that if you get rid of 30% of people who go to farming, they don't want to go to college anyways. That number will jump up.
It's coming down to 70%, and out of 70%, 65% are getting accepted, which is probably a higher percentage than 90% of graduates of private high schools getting an entry.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. That's what everybody else said in the, because I looked at the forums. You're absolutely right. Oh, Lord. Oh, that's absolutely right. I had one more quick one. This one was a comparison. What do you think of this one? I'll give you the link. These are all not, these are from the Manhattan set, so they're not 100% official. Maybe there are some, issues within the questions, but I was wondering what, so if you select all are wrong, that's fine too, because they're not official. They're not as good quality as the.
Oh, okay, sorry, just a second. This one, right?
Yeah.
A recent study of the United States state tort system. What is tort system?
So tort means so suppose you go to suppose you go to um, a doctor or a hospital and they give you the wrong medicine, you can sue the hospital. So you have to go through a tort lawyer. I think that's what it is.
Okay. A recent study of the United States tort system indicates that in 2004, accident, product liability, and other tort costs totaled 260 billion, twice as much as 1990. Okay. Twice as much as A and B are out. Twice the amount spent in 1990, a number double those of 1990. I would go with C.
You're absolutely right. Yeah. How did you get rid of E?
But this is easy. This is, we have done tougher questions than this one when it comes to comparisons like this.
Yeah. How did you get rid of E? Yeah. It was a tough one. I chose E eventually. I mean,
Why did you let go of C first and foremost? You tell me.
so it was between C and E, obviously, for me.
Huh.
I got let go of C because the word spent. I don't see how you can here this is saying total cost equal. And that's why I think maybe this is a non-official question. And that's why maybe this kind of stuff,
Yes, yes. You will not be in such dilemma in the, like
this
I have
one
not faced such dilemmatic options in even a single question in GMAT prep or like the official questions.
was maybe in the official this will be spent. And this, but how can this one be equal to 260 and this is saying twice the amount spent? So I thought maybe the comparison is between equal to something versus amount spent in something.
A number double that of 1990s. You
I
went
thought,
with this one.
don't we
Okay,
say
recent
this?
study of
Because
independent.
I do say this, for example, suppose I say the following, because I did try to really look into why E was,
See. I think I got it. The point is in 2004.
yep.
Since in 2004 is there, I think the best fit is in 1990 as well.
I see, yeah, yeah. But if I was to say the following statement, which I've in the chat, would that really be a wrong statement?
Scored in 2004, double that of the 90s. In 2004, Indian was scored 1000 runs, double that of the 19. I wouldn't say this is wrong straight away.
I think what does that refer to in this or even in my statement?
You mean, but then see, only thing that we're talking about it, even in your statement, is runs. Tendulkar cannot be that.
Yep.
So I really don't know if it is wrong.
Suppose I had said those. I don't know. I don't know whether double those. No, but then you're saying double. You scored.
This is funny. This is somewhat funny. Double dose of the 1990s.
This is definitely. I think it's because you.
Do you think? Do you think that it's something like this? Okay, okay. This could be an issue. See, 1990s makes it feel that it was as if 1990s owned that. Do you think something like that? Since it's a possessive gets introduced.
Yeah.
So maybe in 2004, Tendulkar broke all records, maybe 10 records, but whatever it is, or maybe even in this question, it is Tendulkar's runs, not 1990s runs, not 2004's runs.
Mm-hmm.
That
I
could be the
see.
case because what is the possessive referring to?
That's yeah. You're absolutely right. That's what the many a lot of the experts have said that the 1990s does not really have a antecedent. But we do say in the fall in the 1990, suppose I say the fall in the 1990s, jeans were in the 1990s, bell bottom jeans were very trendy. Suppose I was to say that, I thought that definitely in my view.
No, in the 1990s, when we say this, there is no apostrophe here. It's just an S. We're talking about 1990s as a whole.
Oh, there's no S over here,
No,
apostrophe here?
there is no apostrophes. Yeah.
Or it will be in the 1990s, bell bottom jeans were very something like that. Most likely that's the way to write it.
Exactly.
I think another. I think. This one was. I think I got this one wrong as well. I'll just
Some
text.
public health advocates
I'll just. Here's the link for that one.
Okay. I have a feeling we have done this. No, I have not. Okay, some public health advocates have become concerned that directly advertising prescription drugs to consumers is likely to cause patients to pursue certain medications that may be inappropriate for their health. Okay. However, marketing to consumers should not be limited as long as physicians also continue to be educated about such medication because patient systems to live together. Okay. Find technical problem. Is it D?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
I have done not this question, but a pretty similar one earlier. So I'll tell you what I thought. So after a certain number of years, prescription. So the concern here is what I understand is that prescription drugs are being advertised. So people like you and me are coming to know about it. The concern of public health advocates is that you and I can go and buy the drugs directly. However, the companies or the advertisers, whoever marketers are saying that it's good that they know, but it will not be available without a prescription. Now, the first part is prescription drugs lose patent protection, blah, blah, blah. Some other company will make it, not important in our perspective. Consumers can find technical drug information. The fact what the other person has said that marketers are saying that they'll still need a physician's prescription, that holds. Physicians are also exposed to prescription drug advertisements that are directed towards consumers. Now, this could be a tricky one, and people might fall for this one. But what I feel is that this will again go to some other direction, because hopefully physicians will be giving prescriptions which are correct. And with or without drug advertisements, people are supposed to come to know about the drugs in any case. Now, the D is challenging, because what if patients are forcing them to write and the physicians are susceptible to such pressure? Then the query, then the concern of the public health advocates will be somewhat justified. E is again, these are the statistical questions statistical answers which I refer to only if there is like, I mean, statistics works I have seen for only 95% of questions, where I am not able to find head or tail. Probably in those questions comes. Even in this one, it does not hold ground. So this is what I thought about D.
Yeah, I can see why you got that 720. I think I had selected, I think C on this. Yeah, it was too much text and I guessed on this one, I think.
C was actually close, but what is the statistics on this one?
It's not too hard, actually. 600 level, yeah, it's not that hard.
Actually, I've seen in CR what happens if it is some kind of thing that does not require a kind of pre-knowledge. On those questions, we get it right more easily. But where these are daily, day-to-day things where we have a perception, these are the ones that turn out to be tricky, because we have some opinion beforehand.
Yeah, you're right. For me, it's 50. I like for CR, for me, it's 50-50. Sometimes I for example, torts, given I know what it is, I was able to relate to it. But if I did not know what it is, it's difficult sometimes. Housing market.
Yes, that is true. When it is, I remember I got a SC question wrong just because I did not know the meaning of what they were talking about. So I could not establish, the circumstance in my head at all.
This one, I thought this one was this one I think is an example of not the best question, but I'm just curious how you thought about this one. I got this. I remember what I chose.
Okay. At the Freedom Party presidential nominating convention, candidate Akbar had 100 pledged delegates. Smolensky had 50 and Brown had 32. However, Smolensky offered Brown the presidential nomination if he would withdraw and endorse Smolensky. Okay. Consequently, 28 of Brown's delegates pledged themselves to Smolensky. So Akbar Akbar, Smolensky, and Brown. Akbar has 100, Smolensky had 80, and this guy had 28, sorry, 32. He gave 28 to Smolensky. Fine. Since the party rules require delegates to honor their place in the final nominating committee and Smolensky is assured of the nomination. Which of the following interests previously alleged? Almost all prominent political belief is the least likely to be not important. Sanford, Browns plus Kansas switched their commitment to October. Several of Brown's delegates who then committed to to doing so in exchange of important. When the convention opened, none of the unplaced delegates had yet decided which of the contestants to vote for. However, most of the delegates to the convention this year have served as delegates to the party. I am not too sure, but I would have chosen D. C, not C, B is close, but what I don't, it's not an official question, right?
Yeah.
The reason I did not choose B is I don't think contradictory answers will come, first and foremost. It's written that since the party rules require delegates to honor their pledges, this is in contradiction with option B. So some of Brown's pledged delegates switched their commitment to Akbar. This is in contradiction. Now D opens a new perspective altogether because we do not know the number of unpledged delegates. Akbar has 100, this Smolensky guy has 108. So we don't know, right? There could be more than 8 people who ultimately pledge in favor of this Akbar guy and he might sail through.
So no, just on B, just want to just focus on B 1 second. So sum of Brown's, is this referring to the 80 or the 4?
80, where are you getting 80?
This
Oh, you mean to say that, see, Brown had 32 delegates, right?
Oh yeah, sorry, 30, sorry, 32. Is that?
Out of which 28 have pledged themselves to Smolensky.
Yes. So 28. Yeah. So yeah, is this referring to the 28 or the 4 or either?
See, there is no clarity on that, right? So if nothing is given, we'll have to take the biggest number possible and think about it.
Right. So
now, if I consider 4, then 4 is not enough to change the results.
correct.
So even if from that perspective, B will not stand grounds.
But why not the 28 though? Because
Yes,
they're pledged.
that is what I was saying, that if it is said that party rules require delegates to honor their pledges in the final nominating vote taken at the end of the convention. So if 28 these 28 people change that, then that is in like in contempt of what has been mentioned, and that is what I was saying. This kind of dilemma, I don't think will come in the official questions.
Yeah, because the thing is, it did say I agree. So I think what you're trying to say is if you're pledged, you're pledged. I mean, you can't change. But it did say, and at the end of the convention, since the party requires delegates to honor their pledges taken at the end of the convention. I mean, how do we know this 28 flip? How do we know that this is the end of the convention? I think that's where my main issue was.
Yeah, that is what I'm saying. I mean, there is a kind of gray area here, right?
Yeah. And I think
so. Had they said some of Brown's unpledged delegates decided to give their commitment to Akbar or something, then it would have been a more straightforward and a meaningful question.
Yeah. So you didn't consider this at the end of the convention an issue for you?
No, I did not consider this at all, because as I said, this is violating what the question stem is saying. if B is true, let's say all 32 are going ahead and supporting this Akubar guy,
Yep.
that is enough to turn the tables and will undermine the prediction.
Yep.
But in doing so, it is questioning the last line of the, I mean, it is jeopardizing what the question stem is saying.
You're saying it's going against the premise essentially mentioned in the
Yes,
highlight.
yes, exactly.
But
And one thing I've understood is you have to follow whatever is in the question.
right. But I don't think even if the 28, if they say they pledged to Brown initially, and the highlight to me does not tell me that they once they pledge they cannot change. Why do you say that once you're pledged you cannot change? What in the highlight tells you that?
It says that since the party rules require delegates to honor their pledges in the final nominating vote. So honor their pledges, that's what it means, right?
In the final vote taken at the end of the convention.
Actually, honor the pledges in the final nomination. There is a issue in the sentence construction as well. See, they've already honored their pledges, right? If you look at the question.
Have they?
If you look at the question, it says 28 of Brown's delegates pledged themselves to Smolensky.
Yep.
So the pledging part is done. Now the party rule requires that, okay, you have pledged already. You need to honor your pledge in the final nominating vote.
Oh, I see what you mean. So this is what whoever you pledge, you have to essentially pledge to the same person in the final vote, and that final vote will taking place at the end of the convention.
Exactly.
Oh Lord, I think that's the kind of gray area where
yes.
Yeah, no, that makes more sense. Yeah, makes absolutely more sense. Thank you. I think this one. Oh, this one was just give me 1 second. Yeah, Srijita, if you're tired, just let me know, okay?
No, that I'm fine.
Just let me know, okay? Because right. I think I had. Oh Lord.
But I must say today I am having a good day with these questions.
I can see why you got that 720. I got all of these.
I think that particular day also depends a lot. Yes, I believe completely.
Yeah, what time did you take it in? You seem to be a night hawk owl kind of a person, very late
No,
at
no,
night.
quite the contrary. I was never a night owl. Like this lockdown has completely changed my habits. I sleep at wrong hours, get up at worse hours.
Yeah, because
I took the
I
I
see you
took
on
the exam.
Facebook at 3 a.m., 2 a.m. Like if I do the
Yeah, and
conversion.
I shouldn't be. Honestly, I used to chide people that even my juniors at office, that what kind of behavior, what kind of lifestyle is this, and all those big yans. But currently, I am also walking in their shoes. Very bad lifestyle currently. But no, I took the exam around 11:30 in the morning. So
I
the
see.
reason was I would not have been able to handle the day long stress.
You mean night at night time?
I mean, see, if you know that you have such an exam at 9 o'clock at night,
Uh-huh.
and down the day you think, okay, I have an exam, and the anxiety will set in. So I did not want that. I woke up at around 9:30, had a breakfast, chatted around, saw a few questions here and there, sat from 10:30 with my laptop and everything in the room, threw everybody out, and I took it.
I see. No, I thought you would have done it at like 1 a.m. or so, because that's when you are always always you seem to be very good with logic at in the night, because I'm always seeing you at night essentially, and you're very well. You have the energy from your voice. I can just from your voice, because normally at
Uh,
11 p.m. I'm like and I can't do any logic.
but you wake up early, I believe. I mean, at
Yeah,
least
yeah.
earlier than I do.
I wake up around 6 a.m. Even if I don't
I
have
wake up
anything
at
to do.
10 a.m. So
I see.
imagine I have to make up for that time at night.
Yeah, even I notice even on Saturday, on Sunday, even though there's no work, I automatically will get up at 6:37.
That's a good habit. I used to wake up at 7:30, like for a very long time. Like after school, of course. That's during school I had to wake up much earlier. But from office, I used to leave from my house at around 8:30. So I would get up at 7:30 consistently for a number of years. But this one and a half year has destroyed all my habits completely.
I see. So how long is your work from home till the end of the year? You told me, right?
Usually, yeah, we are looking. So they have started contemplating getting people back to office. I don't think it's going to happen this year. That's a personal thought. And even if it does, definitely not before Durga Puja
Oh yeah,
or
for
Div
Durga Puja
or
anyway.
Diwali for that matter. They'll not start before Diwali because in any case, there's a third wave being contemplated by October end or so. So I don't think they're going to bring people back. But if all things go well, by January we might be asked to report back.
Yeah, I mean, this, but will the state really tell will the state really put Durga Puja off? It's such an important festival in in Bengal.
See, last year also we had Durga Puja, but there were certain restrictions, as in people were allowed to be in their community only, in the pandals, only certain number of people could enter. But everything was in pen and paper. The day Ashtami, this Pushpanjali happens, even in my small locality, there were at least 200 people there at the mandap.
I
So
want to so I've experienced Durga Puja in Delhi, obviously, because I've been there, but I want to experience Durga Puja in Bengal. I heard it's beautiful that time. So many people and too much, but it's a good experience. I want to experience during October.
yes,
I think it's
it's a
October, right?
completely different. Yes, mostly in September end or October. It's a very different experience. That once in your lifetime, and at the end of the day, being a Bengali, you should experience that once.
I
But
really
yes,
want to.
if you come during that time, you'll not be able to move around. I mean, you'll not be able to do anything else except take in the puja vibe.
I see. So what do you know? So the full family, or are you with your friends, or normally with your
During
friends, or both,
during
family and
puja,
friends? Yeah,
oh no, I am a very reclusive type of person when it comes to puja. I barely step out. I hate crowd.
I
So
see.
what I do is, so there is this area called Park Street, which is kind of the restaurant hub of Kolkata. Now
Mhm.
many places have opened up, but at one point of time, it used to be the place for eating.
Yeah, I've been
And
there.
there are
I've been to
no
Park Street.
Yeah, so there are no pujos, no big pujos around that. So what we do is we usually go for lunch, me and my cousins, my sister and my cousins, a few cousins. We go for lunch on those days because the traffic is relatively low in those parts of the city, or we eat at home. So
I
I
see.
don't step out much. My
You're not
locality puja, no, I'm not a very crowd person. I
a crowd
hate crowd,
person.
to be honest. Yeah,
You don't
but
go to
there
the
are some.
mandir and see
Yeah, I do,
Kali
I
Ma
do, I
and
do. I do. So the pujo we have in our locality is a very old, old one. So this year is the 149th year. It was
Oh,
the
wow.
first public pujo of Howrah, and this place was also given to, I mean, donated by my ancestors. So we have been residents of this area for a very long time. So we stay at that pujo. So we participate there quite wholeheartedly, almost twice. Like we go to the pandal. It's just like a minute's walk from my house.
I see, I see. No,
So
wow,
we can see the festivities from sitting in my house only.
I
So,
see.
and relatives come down. So our relatives all, as I said, this is a very old pujo and
What do you
stuff.
think?
People have a lot of sentiments. Many people come down, and down the day we kind of keep on entertaining them, having the same stories over and over again about some other relative every year,
I know.
and it goes on and on. It's fun. It's overall quite fun.
So the whole week is gone, essentially, right?
Yeah,
Whole
yes.
week.
And and funnily enough, even in my almost 9 years with TCS, I have maintained that those 5 days, I don't care whether you give me a leave or not, I am not coming to office.
No, I think yeah, I think most people do take a leave or something. TCS, yeah.
So my manager is a very like a very hearty Bangali. So he
Uh-huh.
ensures that
Oh, so he
he
gives
drops a mail
everybody.
to the client and said, "Bhai, we will not work for this 5 days." And our client also has understood. Like it's a long-standing relationship. They
I
have
see.
also understood that these people will be available down the year, but not these 5 days.
I
They are
see.
also kind of cool with it now.
But is your Christmas, but you also you probably take Christmas and New Year's that week off also completely, right? Or is that
So
not something
no,
you
so
do?
what happens is US is completely off during that time. So our clients are not there. So
Yeah.
work pressure is low.
Low, yeah.
25th we have a holiday. We do not have a holiday on first. So it's
Mhm.
kind of a festive week. We have those secret Santa and stuff at
I
office. It's
see.
fun. So there's not so much pressure. We take this time to kind of chit chat around the day.
Oh,
It's good
so
team
you're not
building
technically
activities
off.
also.
You're not
No,
technically off,
it's
but
not
the
off.
work is
No.
so low anyways. Because I yeah, that
Yes,
week
work is low
US is
because we
completely
work by the Indian calendar. So we take
Mhm.
offs on the hour in like 15th August and not 4th July, like that. So
Mhm. Mhm.
ours an Indian calendar we follow.
Mhm. Mhm.
Some maintenance work or something client finds for us during that time. But then they also know that there is not much work because even if there is some kind of doubt or we are stuck midway, we do not have anybody to reach out.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, that week is completely off for
During
us.
that time and during Easter as well, it's a little low.
Yeah, must be even this one, 4th of July. Must if it's US.
4th of July, if it's a long weekend and stuff, yes, it is at times. But these two are like for sure we it's a little low on the work part.
Yeah, my mom would always. We also still go to the mandir. See Kali Ma, I think.
Mhm.
Yeah, my mom would always. She would always tell us to.
But I must say something. I am an absolute atheist.
I see.
So
I see.
for me, these pujas are an exceptionally. It's more from a cultural perspective than from a religious perspective for
I
me.
see. I see. Yeah, my mom, my dad is. My mom is very, very pujo oriented. Like she does
Okay.
everything. Even though she's in Canada, we still go to the temple. She wants to go to the. I'll just go for 10 minutes and she'll be there for my dad doesn't do any of all that.
Okay.
So she used to force us to come go and all that, but it was very good. I loved it actually. I loved it.
I remember some of my friends were in US at that time, and so there I realized. So say if we have Durga Puja as per the dates that come out, say from Monday to Friday. So I realized then that time Durga Puja in US does not happen in those 5 days, but on any of the adjoining Sundays because it's not possible anybody like naturally for anybody to quit
Yeah.
work or take a leave
No,
in the
yeah.
middle of the week.
I mean, yeah, you won't get that. I mean, you have to take your, it's not like a statutory holiday or something. You have
And
to,
of course not. Of course not. Yeah. So that was a little funny. I mean, changing the dates. This is really funny. But yeah, at least people are accommodating and keeping their culture alive. So many miles away.
yeah. So yeah, I think
You
this
sent
was,
me a question. Nah? Sorry.
what do you think
Yes.
of this one? This, I think I texted,
Yeah. I just opened it. Just a second. Advocates insist that health savings accounts are an efficient method to reduce medical expenses. Okay. Health savings accounts are an efficient method to reduce medical expenses. However, widespread adoption of these accounts will soon undermine the public's health. One reason for that is that most people will be reluctant to deplete their accounts to pay for regular preventive examinations. So that in many cases, a serious illness will go undetected until it is far advanced. Okay. Another reason is that for poor people who will not be able to afford health savings accounts will no longer receive vaccinations against infectious diseases. So just a quick question here, health savings account, something like a specific account from where you can spend money for medical purposes only, something like that?
yeah, exactly. Mostly, even I don't know what it is, but because
Okay.
we have insurance for
This
us.
is what, yeah, here also it's insurance. Okay, this is what I make out of it. The statements above, if true, most support which of the following. Wealthy individuals will not be affected negatively by wealthy individuals will not be affected negatively by health saving account. I think this could be a strong contender. Private health insurance will no longer be available. It says nothing about insurance. Most diseases are undetected during regular. No. Some people without health savings accounts are likely to contract, it does not talk about here, the causal relationship between an individual's health and that of a person has been adequately documented. The causal relationship between an individual's health and that of a person and that person's medical care has been adequately documented. The causal relationship between individuals. I don't understand this option at all. Wealthy option. I would go with A probably.
I immediately got rid of it. The
Okay.
reason
Oh,
was, will
okay,
not,
he's wrong. B is correct. Okay.
will don't I don't remember what I selected, but I'm not sure what I selected.
Is it because wealthy is a relative term? Something like that.
Well,
How is B the correct answer? Some people without health saving are likely to contract infectious diseases.
more, I thought it was C.
Here it says it's D. I fail to understand. What is the reason given? Oh, okay. So it says that, okay, this one was tough. Poor people who will not be able to afford health savings will no longer receive vaccinations against infectious diseases. So without the account, you'll not receive vaccination and effectively you'll be more susceptible to contract infectious diseases. Oh,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
okay. I did not think of it that way at all.
Why do you think, why did
Yes.
you eliminate C?
C was most are detected during one disease for that is most will be reacted to insulin.
Well, maybe it doesn't have to be true. Most is, I think,
Yes,
very strong.
exactly. It does not say about. So if you don't, you will most definitely miss out. But it does not. It is like cause effect relationship has been altered,
I see. Yeah.
kind of. See.
Yeah, I think C is just too strong for the word most. It could be even like half or like 50-50 or something. E, I think was just, I think it was just irrelevant.
E does not even make sense. Causal relationship between individuals' health. What is the like cause of an individual's health?
The
Did not
causal
make sense.
relationship. That means a health equals medical care has been adequate. That seems irrelevant almost to me. I mean, it just
Yes,
seems
and
like,
causal relationship makes it even more dicey.
I think, yeah, this last sentence is what is driving the T.
And I kind of read through it so fast. I did not even register it well. I said,
Yeah,
okay, so poor people will be also affected, something like that. I did not concentrate on the last part at all.
yeah. A, I thought was definitely wrong though, because it said, I mean, this is talking most people will be reluctant to deplete whether you are poor, whether if you, so there are poor people who will there poor last sentence says poor people, some of them will not be able to get health savings accounts, but there may be some poor people who do get it. Certainly middle class will get it, and I guess even the rich will get it. Will not be affect, we don't know if the rich will get it or not, because maybe it's possible that the rich also get these
Yes,
health
yes, yes.
savings accounts. So given we don't know whether the wealthy will go for it or not, probably they will. Sorry, maybe they won't, they don't need it.
There is not enough information to draw
Exactly.
such a conclusion. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's why, you know, that's why I chose A. Seemed just too out there. I personally did select C, but then I didn't. Some most. I think the word most is an issue.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah, that one was. Let me just see. Did I get anything else wrong? I have so many tabs. Oh yeah, this one. I think I did get this one correct eventually. Yeah.
A, B, and C are integers. A, B square by C is a positive even integer. Which of this must be true?
Is a positive even integer.
A, B square is a positive even integer. So the following must be true. A, B is greater than 0. C is 0. Not necessarily. A, B is even. A, B is greater than 0. Okay, interesting. So, what are the options? 1, 2 only. Can you just scroll down? 1, 2, and 3. All right. A, B square by C. So see, B, it does not matter if it is positive or negative because B square will also always be positive.
So B
Right?
can be negative.
Yeah, I don't see any issue as to why B has to be positive or negative.
Yeah. So
Now we are left with A and C. Now A and C both can be even or both can be odd. Oh,
yeah,
sorry,
yeah.
sorry, sorry. A and B, I mean positive. Forgive me.
No, C
What
does
I
not
meant.
have to be even. Because maybe,
Yeah. I was saying, I was thinking something and talking about something else. What I meant is, B does not necessarily need to be negative or positive. It can be anything.
yeah, yeah.
But so I don't think AB greater than 0 is the challenge here, because even if A is negative and C is negative, we can still reach a positive number. But the question is whether AB is even or not.
So no, I think that I think you can eliminate 2 and 3. So that's you're only left with
Exactly.
1.
Exactly. One only should be the answer.
Because there's no
AB is
none.
even. Yeah.
That's how I did it. I think, yeah.
Yeah. I would have gone with this one.
Don't bother with, because just use the options to your advantage.
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
So how long in a day are you spending for the preps these days? I
So
mean,
on
alongside your work and
yeah,
everything.
so on the weekends I do around 4 hours, around 1 1 1. I do 1 hour, then stop, 1 hour, stop, 1 hour, stop, 1 hour, stop.
Mm.
On the weekdays, I tend to do like 30 minutes in the morning, then maybe I do around I just 10 minutes during lunch. I can't do much. And then around 1 hour after, 1 to 1.5 hours after.
Mhm.
So I don't know. Sometimes it goes, sometimes it's a little less. Around two, sorry, one and a
Yes,
half
I
hours.
too could not study for a very long time continuously. I too used to take like breaks after certain period.
Exactly, exactly. So, I'm feeling, I know I didn't do so well on this one, but I'm feeling, I don't know, I'm feeling
I think
okay.
what has happened is you probably had lost a little touch with your
Quant.
quant, and that is what brought your score down.
Yeah, yeah,
In any case, for Manhattan people, so you can happily add 30 marks, 30 points, I mean, for the actual examination.
yeah. So it's around the 650 plushes plus just another maybe 1 month or 2 months max should hopefully crack into that 700. Hopefully.
I think what I did, it might help you as well. For GMAT club, for verbal, I used to take only SC. I did not go into subtopics. But for quant, for example, my arithmetic part is stronger. I mean, these rates, these stuff, I was more confident. So I did not spend much time on those. On the contrary, I used to go with like subtopics like number properties, probabilities, statistics, and things like that. Min max problems. I don't know. It helped me. It helped me for some of this tricky questions. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
those which all you need to do is think in certain way.
Yeah, so for me it's FDP and word problems, which is those are the issue ones for me, word problems. Because I'm not I mean if I do the report, I take that. For me, my issue is, yeah, word problems are very poor for me, and FDP. See, I only get 29% correct.
Yes. So this is what I'm saying. So if you can see that, why not work on these first from GMAT Club? And
Mm-hmm.
there are too many questions, too many. I mean, I found that it was impossible to complete even.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, what's strange is when I have, when I'm not stressed or anything, when I'm just relaxed and, when I'm just talking it out with you also, I'm able to
Mhm.
understand it. Whereas on the exam time during the pressure, maybe, I think that's where I struggle. This one was, I think, actually, I was able to do it actually, eventually, but I don't want to do
That
this.
contains red, white, and blue marbles such that red to white. I could read it from there. You can just go back to the screen.
No. I was able to do it. I don't want
Okay,
you to.
okay, okay,
I was able to
okay.
do it. I was wondering. This one was a brutal one I got. which is now. Which is. Which is the one with the reefs? One with the reefs. Yeah, this one was tough. That one was a very tough one. If I personally, if you can't get it, that's fine, totally.
95%. Okay. The emerging field of architectural climatology centers on the yeah, 95%. I see 100% chance I'll get it wrong, but still I'll try.
Yeah.
The emerging field of architectural climatology centers on the potential of as yet undeveloped architecture and landscaping to alter, redirect, or dissipate weather systems. Centers on the potential of as yet undeveloped architecture and landscaping. Potential, okay, emerging field of architecture. So, field centers on potential of X and Y to ABC. For instance, hurricanes prevented from forming by artificial reefs of precisely shaped marine platforms. Potential as such as ecosystems. Is it E?
Yeah, you're right.
That is, I mean, kind of logically, I went with that.
Did you eliminate hurricane C because it's not, sorry, D, artificial reefs, because it's not a weather system? Is that how you eliminated
Systems
D?
such as artificial reefs, yes, artificial reefs are not systems that way.
But what I was to say, I think on that issue, if I was to say the following, X, lions eat pigs, such as tropical lions or Masai. Or Nice. Antarctic lines. Suppose I was to say that, would be wrong, I guess. Lion,
Lion eat pigs, such as
lion
yes, definitely,
pigs
definitely wrong.
such as, yeah. I think that would be wrong because it's not, those are not examples of
No,
pigs.
those are not examples of pigs, exactly.
Yeah, yeah. I think A and B is wrong because these are not sentences, I think. Is that why you eliminated
Yes,
A?
yes, exactly.
This has no verb. This is, I guess.
First one verb was missing. Second one also. It was not a clause.
Yeah, I think even C, which such as hurricanes. Oh, no, 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 no.
Which artificial reefs of precisely prevent forming?
I think that's just something wrong with the.
Yes, it was very awkwardly. It was sounding pretty awkward.
Because the which is
A,
referring to.
B, and D were easier to eliminate. Now, which could refer back to both hurricanes as well as systems in C? Because if you look at it, such as hurricanes is basically a modifier, which is non-essential.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I think those were all my questions, Srijita.
Yeah, pretty challenging ones.
Yeah, those were tough. These were tough. I think, yeah, we just keep practicing. Hopefully, in the month or two, I should write the exam as well, finish it off finally, and then maybe I'll do
Have
round
you
two.
have you started considering revisiting the questions that you have done? I mean, that
Yeah,
helped me a lot, you know.
yeah. This Word document I just have under your name. I'm just redoing the same questions again and again.
Mhm.
Yeah, I just have to do it. Just lazing around.
I, I think you could just spend some more time for a month or so on both quant. I mean, just put some more time on quant and take a official mock. I think that will help you put things into perspectives as well.
Yeah, I think I will. I like this, man. I mean, it's not.
No, Manhattan is good for practice, undoubtedly. I'm not saying that, but before the correct, I mean the actual test, I mean, because
Yeah.
in maximum cases, I am interacting with these guys, but on that note, I must tell you, there's a huge number of 750 plus this year. Now my 720 that also seems like a dwarf.
Oh my, really?
Seriously, I don't know if this was a pandemic or something. People were at home and have been
Probably,
studying a little too much.
probably,
But
yeah.
yes,
I
and
think
naturally,
actually,
with such high schools, everybody is opting for US and Canada schools as well. I mean, I see quite a few people doing that.
so a Canada school, you can come in with 650 if that's something that you want. Like UFT for international is for 650. If you get, especially if you get come from like TCS, Accenture background.
Okay.
Yeah. I think 700 is for Canada. It's not as competitive as US top tier schools.
All right.
US top tier is 700 is minimum.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Like
in fact, I was seeing that for incident schools, I mean, Europe also, 726 was the average. So
average.
if
Yeah. For
726
Canada,
is an average, that is from, let's say, considering exotic backgrounds as well.
yeah. My friend got into UFT Canada, which is not the it's tough, but he got in with only a 680. He got in.
Is Rotman the really good school? I see people are talking a lot about that.
It's not. It's a very good school. It's right in the heart of Canada. It's a good school, but I think with a 720, you can, if you're applying to international, if you do not, if you're coming to Canada because you get the citizenship, then it's a good thing. You get some
Mhm.
scholarship. But if you want to, if you care about resume, if you care about name recognition, it's not
Mhm.
comparable to a Wharton or a Yale or something like that.
Got it. No, I am not considering foreign schools at all. The reason being, I want to stay in India in the long term. I'm happy to travel, happy to be there for a few years and stuff. But in the long term, I want to work in India, stay in India. So that
I
is the
see.
reason, because IIM brand recognition is
It's very good.
huge in India. Yeah.
Oh
So
yeah,
that
of
is
course, of
what,
course.
this is what I'm banking upon actually.
I
Let's
am.
see what happens.
Your thing will be 1 year, right? Your
Yes.
program,
Yes.
1 year.
Yeah.
And will
Yeah.
you be able
15
to?
months. So they call it a 1 year program.
But will you be able to work, or is it a full? It's not. Is it
No,
a?
it's a full time. I'll have to step down from my work.
Because many
So there is
executive
this is a
programs.
policy wherein TCS does give a sabbatical for higher studies, and you can avail it for up to 2 years. So I will qualify for that, but the problem is they'll not give. I mean, I need one of two things: either a salary match, or I'll need some kind of a waiver that I can sit for the interviews. Now, since TCS, I'm pretty sure won't be willing to do either, so I'll have to step down. Else, TCS is a pretty good company to work with. Overall, it's not bad.
TCS, Accenture, they're all pretty good actually.
Yes, yes. Accenture is like hiring like crazy in India right now,
I
but
see.
challenges in Kolkata, it's very limited. It's just a few,
I see.
probably. They have 500, 700
Yeah, I've
people,
never
not more than
actually
that.
interacted with Kolkata and Accenture. It's always Bangalore.
Mhm.
It's always
Yes,
Bangalore.
Bangalore, Hyderabad, these
Hyderabad,
places, they're
Bangalore.
pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Those are the only two I've interacted. I think some Gurgaon is there, maybe. I think.
Yeah, Gurgaon, Pune, they are also expanding. But Kolkata, for some reason, for political issues or whatsoever,
Accenture. Huh?
yeah,
Yeah,
Accenture is not
so it's
so.
always Hyderabad and Bangalore. In fact, I've never interacted with somebody from Kolkata, Accenture Kolkata. Never done
Yeah, it's
that.
a very, very pretty small team here in Kolkata for Accenture.
Shall Srijita, I don't want to take more of your time. I know it's very late, so I don't want to. Best
Yeah,
of
yeah, no
luck.
worries. Probably
Best
we'll
of
catch up around the week next to the one that's coming up.
Yeah. So best of luck. I'm
Thank
not.
you so much.
I personally think you should at least. I'm pretty sure you'll get an interview. If you want any interview practice or something, I'm happy. I'm not an expert or anything, but if you want some practice, I can just make up some questions, and you can just if you want practice, let me know, and I can just half an hour. More than happy to, if you need practice or something.
Sure, sure. That would be great. Maybe when we catch up between 8, 9, something around that, and then we can take that up.
Yeah, yeah.
If
If
that's okay
you
with you.
yeah, if you need even time, if half an hour, I can easily even on any time I can do if you get the interview, if you need it. I'm more than happy
Sure,
to.
sure, sure. I'll connect with you. Thank you
Okay,
so
let me
much.
know if anything I can do to help as well. Okay.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. Bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Bye.